Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Shinta from English Education Department, Padang State University. In this occasion, I will explain an article. Okay, before that, let me share screen. Have you seen my screen? Okay, thank you. Okay, what I'm going to talk about today is students' perception of the use of WhatsApp in EFL classroom at Padang State University. This is the paper thesis writing final project with Ma'am Lenny Marin. Okay, the table of contents are introduction, review of literature, and research methods. Let's start with the chapter 1, the introduction. The first is background of the study. In the world of education, information, and technology is no longer used as a medium of learning. Information and communication technology is currently developing very rapidly according to the level of human needs. Other research saw that most participants like mobile learning through WhatsApp. There is absence of the mobile methodology learning by students, and positive attitudes towards mobile learning and among students is very promising for a paradigm shift from learning to mobile learning. And then focus on the research. This study only focus on students' perception of the use application WhatsApp in EFL classroom at Padang State University. And the C formulation of the problems. How do the students' perception the use of the WhatsApp application in the EFL classroom at Padang State University? And then the purpose of the research. The purpose of the research is to know the students' perception of the use of WhatsApp in EFL classroom at Padang State University. And then the significance of the research. The first, for the teachers, it is hoped that this research can be useful for the teachers as a medium for evaluating students in the online teaching and learning process, as well as seeing the activities of students in distance learning. And the second, for the students, hope to provide motivation and good experience to students when using the WhatsApp application in English lesson online. And the third, for the researcher, hopefully this research can be useful for anyone and can be reference in increasing knowledge on students' perception in using WhatsApp application in teaching English. And the last part in introduction is definition of the key term. The first, EFL students, a person who learn of English language in non-English speaking countries, a person who use English not as their first language of the official language in their country. And then perception is a set through which is created when a person sees around the world. And then WhatsApp. WhatsApp is an internet-based application that allows each user to share various kinds of contents in accordance with supporting features. WhatsApp also has a variety of features that can be used to communicate with the help of internet service. Okay, let's move to the chapter 2. Chapter 2 is a review of the literature. The first, the concept of perception. Perception as an individual's internal process in organizing, interpreting, and giving meaning to relationship or contact with the world around him. And then the process of perception. The process of perception begins with the object that causes the stimulus. Then the stimulus hits the tool sense or receptor. This process is called a natural process or physical process. After going through the physical process, the stimulus received by the sense transmitted by sensory nerves to the brain. This process is called a physiological process. Then there is a process in the brain at the center of consciousness so that the individual aware of what is it. And then social media and function. Social media is media which consists of three parts, namely information infrastructure as a tool used to distribute and produce media contents. Contents of media, there are new ideas, culture, product in digital form, and personal message, with the consume and produce media content in digital form and individuals, industries, and organizations. And then WhatsApp and feature on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is an internet-based application was used in easy to reach and easy to use chip because the download is free on the Google Play Store and the download site other applications. We continue the feature on WhatsApp. The feature on WhatsApp are as follows: group chat, GPS, WhatsApp on web and desktop, or WhatsApp voice and video calls, end-to-end encryption, photos and videos, voicemail, documents. And then we continue the advantages and disadvantages on WhatsApp. Let's start with the advantages. The advantages, the exchange of information is getting faster and easier. Interaction on media encourage the emergence of new public space and pattern new in communication between citizen as user and as producer the information itself. And then small data use compares to other applications. The second, we continue to the disadvantages of WhatsApp. The change in communication practice and space that were previously maintained regularly democratic, and then the order of society becomes divided and even sparks interaction with each other because the indirect communication text will be single most dominating means of communication. The text becomes a means to carry out negative action such as harassment or ridicule. And the five, understanding learning media. Media is a tool used to convey message from the sender message to the recipient of the message. Learning media is everything that used to transmit message and can stimulate through feelings, attention, willingness of the learner, so they can learn and encourage the learning process that is intentional, purposeful, and controlled. And then benefits of learning media. The first, teaching attract more students' attention so that it can grow motivation to learn. And then teaching materials will have a clear meaning so they can be better understood students as well enable students to master teaching objectives well. And the last benefits, learning method vary. Not just verbal communication through the spoken words of the teachers, students are not bored and the teacher don't run out of energy. And then conceptual framework. The first is questionnaire. The questionnaire is written a list of questions given to the Subject who want to be researched to collect the information needed by the researchers. The question, what's the name your call? Are you using WhatsApp social media at the moment EFL class? Which WhatsApp feature are you use the most during EFL class? Group chat, voice note, photo or video call. Why is the feature that most often you use? Which feature is very you want to use in EFL class? State the reason why you want use of the WhatsApp feature. And then, what do you think the advantages of using WhatsApp during the EFL class? And then, what do you think is the difficult WhatsApp use on during EFL class? And the last question, what is your advice to teacher in the use of WhatsApp during EFL? And the second conceptual framework, interview. The interview used in the study were semi-interview structure. That semi-interview structure is used to obtain a more open problem, where this interview active informant we ask for the opinions and related ideas with problems. And the last part is draft interview question. From the two data collection techniques above, namely questionnaire and interview, it can be concluded that the grid used is the same. The formulate question that will be asked into the data source, namely Padang State University students who are using WhatsApp during EFL class. A questionnaire is a list of written questions that are given to subject who want to be researched to collect the information needed by the researchers. And let's move to the chapter 3, research and method. The first is research design. The study used a qualitative approach with this type of research descriptive. In the study, researchers will describe students' perception of the use of WhatsApp in EFL classroom. The second, data and source data. In the study, the data used were in the form of description of students' perception of the use of WhatsApp in EFL classroom, while the source of research data are students who are using WhatsApp in EFL classroom, taken through filling out the questionnaire and interview. And then participants. In the study, the participants used were Padang State University students who had an EFL group on WhatsApp. Participants will make researchers know information about students' perception of the use of WhatsApp, social media, and learning. In the study, the researchers will stop looking for information if the required information has been obtained and is deemed sufficient or has reached a saturation point. And then the instrument. Research instrument is via the application link from Forms app based on filling the questionnaire that has been provided and also through interviews to strengthen students' answer and questionnaire. And then techniques of data collection. One of the characteristics of qualitative research is that the researcher acts as instrument as well as data collector. And then techniques of data validation. The validity of the data was used to measure the level of validity of the data. Data is said to be valid if the accuracy between the data that occurs in the research object is apparent with the data reported by research. In the study, the validity test used is triangulation. Triangulation is an amalgamation of various data collection techniques and available data source. And then techniques of data analysis. The data analysis technique in this study used the stage of data analysis by Miles and Habermas. The steps are based on the Mason model Habermas, namely data redaction, data display, and conclusion, drawing, or verification. And the last is references. This is the references from article, from research proposal that I have been explained. You can see in the slide. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. If you have any suggestion or comment, you can type in the chat box. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.